everyone, Tim Schofield here. And as cell phones are getting better and better, I'm really noticing a trend in mobile gaming, specifically higher end mobile gaming. Game developers are really coming out with some great games. You can even play some of the latest games such as PUBG or even Fortnite on your phone. Now today, Fortnite actually pushed out an update that gave controller support to their game. So you can actually play on your phone with a controller. And I know some of you are thinking that is a huge advantage for those of you with a controller against the people that are using a touchscreen. And you're absolutely right. That is a huge advantage. But luckily, they actually queue you with people that are also using a controller. So it does make it, there is really no competitive advantage. The controller I have right here is the Razer Raiju mobile controller, which Razer did actually just come out with, connected to my phone via Bluetooth or USB Type-C connection. And this potentially could be the best controller you can get for mobile gaming. Now I'd like to take a closer look at this controller itself, but also check out Fortnite now that you can actually use a controller, and also check out some of the other higher end mobile games that work with a controller. So with all that being said, let's get started. So here is the Raiju mobile controller. It does look somewhat similar to an Xbox controller overall, but there are definitely some differences. Of course, this piece right here being for your phone, this actually retracts out. You can place your phone right there and you can play on the go with it, your phone securely being in place. So that's a big difference right there. But also notice there's 4 buttons down at the bottom, but there's also some extra buttons. So if we take a look at the top here, you have a customizable buttons right here, 2 of them, and then on the back you have some pads. So it actually might be similar to that of an Xbox Elite controller, but of course for your phone. Now in the box, aside from some Razer logo stickers, you get a couple cables, one of them being a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, which is shorter. I'll show you why in just a second, but you also get a longer USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable, of course, if you need to charge this, if you do decide to go the Bluetooth route. Taking a close look at the buttons, these are actually very tactile. You don't have to press them very far. They're almost like mechanical buttons right here, which do make them very easy to press in comparison to an Xbox controller where you have to actually press them a little bit further. So there's less travel to press these buttons. You might not like them, you might not. In terms of me playing games, I actually do kind of like them, but you do have to get used to them if you've been using a different type of controller. You also have a hair trigger mode. So for these 2 triggers, you will notice an option to actually lock them here. So you'll see here on the left side, if I actually press it now, it does not travel nearly as far as this one right now. So you'll see here, there's the difference. So it does have a hair trigger mode, so you can actually press this at a shorter travel distance. And you can do them with both of them, as you can tell. Or of course, if you don't even want that, you could just turn them both off, but a nice addition to the controller. And finally, these pads on the back, I find that my middle fingers rest right there where those pads are, and you can actually change the sensitivity on the fly, but you can also customize these buttons via their app, which I will show off in just a second. Now putting our phone into the controller slot is actually very simple. You'll see it will extend out very far. I find that even the biggest phones that I own do fit in this controller, but one part that gets a little tricky is where your volume rocker and power button are. Now this is the Razer Phone 2, which is of course a more gaming oriented phone. So what I decided to do, since there is kind of an opening up top so that it does not press the buttons, I just put the volume rockers right up there, but they are very difficult to press when they are in there. You can reach them if you have maybe smaller fingers. I'd say I have average sized hands. But I can press them. It's just kind of a little difficult to get all the way down there. But overall, I don't find it does mess with the buttons at all. However, with customizable buttons, you can actually change them so it could potentially change the volume rockers with some of these memory buttons. The included cable is also very handy with the L-shaped USB-C slot. So, of course, with it plugged in down towards the bottom, you can go ahead and set it up however you'd like it. And it does have enough slack where you don't have to worry about it not being able to reach. Now this actually will tilt. So you can actually tilt the phone all the way up. Forget the amount of angles. I'll post a footnote on the side, but you'll see you can have it straight up, or you can angle it up to yourself to make it a little bit easier for gaming. So here is the Raiju mobile app itself. Within the default profile, you can customize your buttons. So here's those top 2 extra ones, and here's those back paddles, which of course is increasing and decreasing your sensitivity. And these current buttons, you can actually change to whatever you want. A, B, X, Y, start, select, L3, R3, or like I mentioned, you can have them be volume rockers, of course, if you can't reach the volume control and you'd like to. So you'll see I did change these top two buttons to volume rockers. So watch what happens when I press the right one. Oh, look, that volume's going up. The left one, volume's going down. So you can really customize all of these buttons. Anyways, let's move on to gaming. And here is Fortnite Mobile all loaded up. Worth mentioning that when the phone is connected to the controller actually will not use battery. It will actually just pull power from your phone itself. Now, with that being said, take a look at some of these icons. Full controller support, you'll see if I press Y, it will search for a game. RB, LB will switch through all of the menus. I can go ahead and hit start and go over, press A, and I can go into settings. So let's check out some of these controller settings now. You can actually have a custom controller configuration. You can do Builder Pro, Combat Pro, Quick Builder. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. I hope at some point with custom, you can actually set specific buttons for specific weapon slots. I hope that comes to mobile. But for the time being, you will see complete controller support. You can invite all your friends no matter what platform you're on, which does make Fortnite one of the best games around because you do have cross-platform. And also, maybe I'm traveling and I want to play with some friends that are on Xbox or PlayStation. I can go ahead and compete with them a lot more now that it does have controller support. Before with the touchscreen, it just wasn't nearly as fun. It's really difficult to build. But of course, you have all your standard game modes that you can go ahead and search through. If I press Y, let's go ahead and load up a game. So as I just loaded into a game, I actually did squads on purpose because, take a look. So now in the upper left-hand corner, there's all my teammates. Two of them are on Xbox, one of them is on Nintendo Switch, so it is putting me with other people that are using controllers, so it is no competitive advantage or disadvantage. Anyways, after we landed, as you can see, I am just using my controller to actually move around and loot, get some materials, all of that stuff. Let's go ahead and jump ahead to maybe a little bit more action as well. All right, so we finally have some loot, and I want you to make note that sound isn't working. So good thing I rebound those noises so I can turn up the volume as I'd like to. And now the game has sound. So very simple there. Let's go ahead and jump in and try and pick a fight somewhere. All right, so I think I saw someone in this house. You guys are gonna have to cut me some slack. It's actually a little difficult to play with this camera in front of me, I have to admit. But we're still gonna try. Oh man, this is tough. Got him. There we go. Looks like there's footsteps behind me too. I can hear him. Oh, is that him? Hey, my teammate got him. So there you go. But as you can see, Fortnite running really well. Can just turn around and build. And of course, you have those sensitivity options too. So you can kind of mess with the controller sensitivity to your specific liking. You can even do that within settings too. So if I do go to start and go to settings, go over to just in settings, you'll see controller sensitivity. You can also mess with that if it's not sensitive enough or if it is too sensitive. Now I know a lot of you know about this already, but if you do not, be sure to check out the live Twitch streams. I will link to it down below. Just go click that link and check them out. Actually, we have a lot of fun over there. I will be playing some Fortnite and other video games, of course. So be sure to click that link below and check them out. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out some of the other mobile games that have controller support and use them with this Razer Raiju. So here's a game I actually just bought, and it's called Riptide GP, and it works very well with this controller. Actually, the right trigger is how you go, left trigger is actually brake, there's boost with A, and just of course other things such as if you want to do tricks. But like I said, yet another high-end game that allows you to actually play on your phone, but of course some of you might not like using the touch screen, which I personally don't like doing. I'm just gonna flat out say it. I'm not a big fan of touchscreen gaming overall. I will do it, don't get me wrong, but overall I would much rather just have a specific controller in my hand to play these games. So as we play a couple more games, I'm noticing first-person shooters are huge for controller support. It really does give you an advantage when playing specific games, and in my opinion, just makes it more fun. Now, with that being said, this controller is extremely comfortable. It's easy to use. It's easy to set up, especially via Bluetooth. It was really, really simple, or of course, it does have the wired connection. So with all of that being said, this is definitely the best gamepad you can buy right now for mobile gaming. Absolutely, whether you're playing Fortnite or any other game, this will exceed your expectations. However, this does come at a cost, a $150 cost. So it is a higher priced item. Of course, I expect the people that buy this are someone that does do a lot of mobile gaming. Of course, if you're someone that switches off between your phone and maybe a console, maybe a PC, this might not be worth the investment because, of course, $150 is a lot of money to spend on a controller. But of course, if you are someone that does do a lot of mobile gaming, you really might want to consider this as an investment as things continue to progress and as games get better and better, as phones get better and better. This might be a worthy investment for you. So overall, that is everything I wanted to cover on the controller itself. Of course, there is now gamepad support for Fortnite Mobile as shown in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe as well. A lot more content coming soon. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about this controller in general. Definitely a very nice controller overall. I actually prefer it over my Xbox controller. But that's it. That's everything I wanted to cover. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.